Barry realized something was wrong when he saw his kid was taking longer than normal to get home from school. Then when his son suddenly didn't have any pocket money for toys or snacks, Dad became concerned. But when he discreetly followed him one day, what he discovered shocked him. Ken Amante, who was just 8 years old at the time, resided with his parents in the remote hamlet of Davao City, Philippines. Ken was a remarkable responsibility even at such a young age. He walked to school and back every day. But as he began to get home later and later, his father realized something was wrong. Barry Amante was a dedicated worker. He maintained a little car maintenance company, although some months were better than others. He'd have to pour himself into his profession if he wanted to support his family. He was well aware that nothing in life was ever free. But when his kids started sneaking out after school, Dad knew he'd made a mistake. When Barry found what his kid was spending his pocket money on, he put in motion a series of events that would permanently impact their lives. Barry's curiosity was killing him after 2 weeks of his son's strange conduct. Enough of this. He discreetly left the garage door open as he worked today so he could see when Ken got home. He was mildly disappointed, though, when he noticed his son going down the road, precisely on schedule. He stood there watching the youngster discreetly unlock the gate and hurry inside. He reappeared only 5 minutes later. Ken continued to go back down the road, and Barry noticed that he was still carrying his school backpack. But why is that? The way it sagged alerted the observant father that it was empty. He began to follow Ken after giving him a tiny head start. When the child entered the neighborhood grocery shop, his curious father stood back and waited for him to return. That strange backpack was bulging when he did. When Ken took a left into a side road, Barry followed closely after, remaining out of sight. When he looked around the bend, he was astounded to discover his kid standing in the center of the vacant road. He observed the youngster gradually lowering himself into a squatting position. Then he took something from his backpack. Barry stood there, perplexed. What was he up to? He then heard a low noise and noticed movement in the bushes on both sides of the road. 3 creatures loped out of their hiding spots all of a sudden. They scurried around the cowering youngster in a circle. Barry didn't know what to make of what he was witnessing, but the magic was immediately shattered. His instincts kicked in, and he started running. When Barry arrived at Ken, he began to chase the pack of dogs away, but then he realized. There were throwaway dishes and dog food cans on the ground. The unfortunate stray canines were in bad shape. They were visibly emaciated, as seen by missing hair patches. "I'm ashamed to confess I was appalled," Barry said. His son, on the other hand, was going to teach him a vital lesson. Ken had called the pups Brownie, Whitey, and Blackie, and they joyfully tucked into their chow, tails wagging. Ken looked up to see his father's harsh expression. He was obligated to explain himself to him. The small child confessed, saying he had spent his pocket money on as much dog food as he could. He had been here every day for 2 weeks to feed the stray dogs. Barry was taken aback. He realized he had to tell others about what he had seen. With so much negative things in this world, to hear about a story like this is pretty amazing.